Hey, what's poppin', homies? I hope you all are doing well on this Sunday morning. So, I just want to come in real quick and just talk to you about a story that I came across. As a matter of fact, it was in the Daily News. I try to keep up what's going on, around, and not just in New York City, but everywhere else. And I pick stories that I feel that doesn't get enough coverage or whatever the case may be. And I do a little bit of celebrity gossip as well as TV shows. So I just do a mixture of everything. But I do like to talk about things that are happening now so that you will know what's going on. Like I said, some people don't like to watch the news or even listen to the news on TV. So, but if I find a story that I think is interesting and it needs to have more coverage, I will talk about it. And then some stories I will talk about and see if the story developed. Like the one from last night about the guy that was 60-year-old who got mugged for $1. Still looking to see if they found anybody, so I'm waiting for more development for that story. Also, I don't mind you guys having your opinion and talking about the story, but please be respectful. Do not, have any racist or nasty comments, because I will delete them. Just, you can speak your mind, share your opinion, but be a mature adult about it. And that's all I have to say about that. Just don't be nasty, because I'm not going to deal with that. All right, so the story I came across is about an autistic man that lived in East Harlem, and he lived in his apartment with his corpse father for more than a week. It says here that the autistic man lived with his father corpse for more than a week before concerned relatives and police found them inside their bug-infested, gnat-filled home. Cops found Gregory Belfon, age 70, inside the doorway of their apartment at 4:30 p.m. His 30-year-old son was in the apartment with Belfon the entire time, said several people who lived in the building. Also, they said that Belfon and his son is 30 years old, he's autistic. Gregory Belfon is 70. They also said that they never speak to anyone. Like, the father and son never talked to anybody. They just stayed to themselves in that apartment. They never really came out or anything. And I find that to be kind of weird, because why they were so closed off. And you would think that if their family know that they're so closed off like that, they should have checked on them when they didn't hear from them in a few days. But we'll get to that. So the cops took the son in tattered clothing and no shoes. A neighbor said he looked so skinny. He looked so skinny and distraught. The cops asked Belfon's son if he had eaten anything, and the man said no. We didn't eat. We didn't have any food. Belfon's son kept saying frantically, he died, he died, he died, he died, 12/19, 12/19, as if it was rehearsed. So the young man kept saying, he died, 12/19. He kept saying it over and over. He died on 12/19/19, 12/19/19, very frantically. And that could be disturbing, because you don't know, why would he keep mentioning that over and over and over? He didn't know his own age. He didn't talk to anyone. They didn't talk to anyone, said a neighbor. So these people were very close off. They didn't talk to anyone. You do have some people like that. They don't talk to nobody. They don't converse with you. They don't do anything. They don't have no interaction with people. They just stay in their home to themselves. I lived in Brooklyn, and I know that for a fact, because I've lived in buildings where situations like this had occurred. Belfon's son was taken to Harlem Hospital for observation. Relatives told the police that they hadn't heard from Belfon for more than a week. So I feel like if you haven't heard from him within 3 to 4 days, you should have went over there and checked on them. But you know what? That can also be like, okay, you know what? I usually hear from them. Time can go past. You be like, you know what? I haven't heard from them in a week. Let me go see what's up. So sometimes time can slip from you when you're not used to really hear from everyone all the time. But then when you do hear from them, time can slip. So, you can't really blame the relatives or the friends for that either, because time consumes, everyone is busy working, and then when your mind catch up to you, you be like, okay, I haven't heard from so and so. Let me call and check on them. So I mean, it happens to most of us. When the family showed up to Belfon's apartment, they smelled a foul odor and couldn't get inside because Belfon's body was blocking the doorway. Neighbors said that Belfon kept the apartment in deplorable condition. It always smelled nasty and bad. There was always a terrible odor coming from that apartment. At one point, a month ago, before Belfon had died, the FDNY and paramedics came out to make sure that Belfon was okay and that his son was okay, because of the smell that was coming from the house. But he refused to go to the hospital. So when the paramedics and the fire department showed up, Belfon refused to go to the hospital. He didn't want any parts of that. So he said he was fine, but the house, even from a month ago, the house always smelled bad. I would think they live in an apartment building in East Harlem. There should have been some concerns reported to the building management office, and they should have came out and spoke about it then, because it just seemed like, to me, like, I don't understand why no one, I mean, the maintenance guys, anyone that works in apartment buildings, why they didn't take any concern of the smelly apartment. I mean, before all this happened, maybe they would have told him he had to leave, made it a point that, look, you have to get out of here and we have to check this apartment, call the health department, call somebody, because I don't understand why they would let this apartment stay the way it is in the condition that it was, and knowing that two people were in there, his autistic son and him. So I don't know what they doing an autopsy. So I will find out. I will try to see if that develops and see if they, what the autopsy said. But for right now, it didn't say how he died. It could have been from starvation. He could have been really sick and not taking his medication, and he died. And when you have an autistic child, even though he's an adult, they cannot be left alone. As you can see, they haven't eaten in a week, for more than a week. In the way it sounds, they haven't bathed. Their house wasn't clean. So they were living in very poor conditions. And I don't understand why. Because buildings in New York City does have a management office. You can call the health department and report these conditions. But no one reported it. Even the neighbors. If you know the apartment was smelly, why didn't you report it? But sometimes, us New Yorkers, we have this, we mind our business, mentality, and sometimes we don't. It's like we pick and choose when to mind our business and when not to mind our business. They just probably thought, hey, his house always stink. It is what it is, and just gave it no thought. But if someone's house smells that bad, you're living on that floor, it can bother everyone else coming out the apartment. You have to smell that. So I just think it should have been reported to the health department and the building management office. It's unfortunate. This young man, he's 30 years old. He has autism, and this is what's happened. I hope he will be okay, and I hope family members will take him in and he get the best treatment that he could possibly get. Sometimes you gotta check on people. If you haven't seen them in a minute, knock on their door, call them. You gotta check on people because you never know what can happen in this situation. So it's a sad situation, but it did happen, and this happened in East Harlem. And if I was reading that, this is like up there by 129th and Lexington. So you New Yorkers, if you're familiar with that area, I don't know if you heard about this story. If you did, comment in the comment section down below. If not, it's one of those stories that I'm not sure if they played it on. I don't even know if they ran a story on TV, because sometimes you can just find a story online and you never hear it. Will never make the airwaves or the TV at all. So that's that. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Happy Sunday to you all. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.